What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ryan, and I am your Nootropics information wizard. Thanks so much for being with me. Check us out on the web at livecortex.com, at livecortex.com/blog. Look, that is a giant blog for Nootropics information. We get 72 podcasts on there now, 240 blog posts. People have questions about Nootropics. We answer them there. On Facebook at facebook.com/cortexstacks. Like us, check us out. We've got great stuff there. All of our specials we post about our products there. And 6 powerful products support this broadcast. Here they are.
Elite level nootropic
All right, number 1, the
products.
Cortex Nootropic Stack. Our stack built for motivation, mental energy, verbal fluency, just the drive to go kick ass and be productive in your life. Sorry guys, if you missed the special where you could buy one, get one free, that special is over. Thanks for those of you that did get a bottle for free and taking advantage of that special. Right now though, you can get a bottle of Cortex for $27 using the coupon code 5, F-I-V-E. Strong, powerful nootropic stack. We've got 5 digital books that give you stacks that are comparable to Adderall and high-dose modafinil. Get those at livecortex.com. If you need my help personally, we have a consulting service. It's a 40-minute call with me. Get that at livecortex.com. We also have a nootropic starter pack for people that are brand new to nootropics. To get you a bottle of our stack, Cortex, and Smarter, Better, Faster, which is the book you need to read if you're new to nootropics. It's a digital book. You can download it on any device you have. Okay, so one of the common questions that I get that I've really never addressed here is what is the most optimal cycling strategy for nootropics? So I'll give you the cycling strategy right away so I don't have to ramble through a bunch of other shit and have people just get to the goddamn point. And then we'll talk about the rest of the stuff. The most optimal cycling strategy is 4 days on, 3 days off of a particular nootropic stack, or a bunch of different nootropic stacks or compounds within that time period. And then after 2 months of that exact cycle strategy of 4 days on, 3 days off, take an entire 2 weeks off. That is the sort of best kind of preliminary short-term nootropic cycling strategy. Now, after you get to you do that iteration 3 times or so. Let's just say you do that iteration of 4 days on, 3 days off for 2 months straight, and then you take 2 weeks off. You do that iteration for the 3rd time. On the 3rd iteration, I would take an entire month off of taking nootropics. And then as it goes on, perhaps after a year or so of iterations just like that, you might want to take 3 to 6 months completely off of nootropics. In my time, now we're 10 years and a couple months taking nootropics, I've taken a couple 6-month breaks from nootropics because I was either running into side effects with high doses or even regular doses of certain nootropic compounds, or in one case I just wanted to give my brain a reset from all of it. I even cycled off of caffeine for that time and just was meditating a lot and stuff. And so I think that's pretty critical. The reasons why, so that's the primary cycling strategy. Now there's different questions about how that cycling strategy might work or how you would operate within that cycling strategy. The 4 days on, should I be taking different nootropic stacks, the same nootropic stack, or the same nootropic compound? It really doesn't matter. Frankly, varying between different stacks is one of the things that we always suggest doing, which is why we wrote the Racetam God Guide and the Nootropic Stack for the Business Professional and the New Pept Pro Stack List, because they have some of the most advanced nootropic stacks on the planet in those books, those digital books, but they give you many options to stack between, stacking other compounds. So you could do Monday, a gram of aniracetam with 500 milligrams choline bitartrate. Tuesday, 125 milligrams modafinil, 70 milligrams pramiracetam, 100 milligrams alpha GPC. Wednesday, 500 milligrams Alcar, 200 milligrams ALA, 150 milligrams theacrine. Thursday, you could do the Cortex stack. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you cycle off completely. So you can cycle between different things. The other question that people ask typically when we give that cycling strategy to consulting clients is that on the 3 days that you're cycling off of everything, can you or should you take caffeine still? Can you still drink caffeine? And then the other question people ask is, are there any very subtle nootropic compounds that you can still take during those days? The answer is yes and yes. Absolutely drink coffee those other 3 days. Why wouldn't you? Definitely drink coffee those other 3 days. And then, on days when I employ this strategy where I'm cycling on for 4 days and cycling off for 3 days out of a 7-day period, I will still take alpha lipoic acid. I'll still take things like ICARIIN, which is a blood, a blood flow optimizer. I'll still take compounds like PYCNOGENol, which is also a blood flow optimizer. And I'll still take, in some cases, things like inositol. And I basically just like to stick with very, even vinpocetine, just like non-stimulatory, non-neurotransmitter specific modulating compounds. Like, look, aniracetam will heavily modify neurotransmitters. Vinpocetine is not going to do that. Vinpocetine just adds blood flow and oxygen to the brain. So you get where I'm saying? On those days off, you can take the subtler nootropic compounds that might work on free radical scavenging or something like alpha-lipoic acid, or blood flow optimization like vinpocetine or pycnogenol. Generally, over time, the number one reason, look, like there's tolerance and side effects and all these things that might come with taking nootropics every day without cycling. But the number one reason for me that I've discovered to cycle the way that I'm suggesting people cycle is that if you want to be able to take nootropics sustainably, meaning over the course of many years, you have to cycle. Because eventually the brain's going to start rejecting. Everyone's run into this where the brain starts rejecting particular compounds. I took paracetam for 3 months straight and it was awesome, rocked my world, and then one day it gave me brain fog, and then now I can't take it anymore. Right? That's because you didn't cycle it. And the brain started going, look, I don't need any more acetylcholine. I don't need speeding up of cholinergic signaling anywhere in my brain, in the hippocampus or wherever. Well, we just don't need this anymore. And you're feeding us this. It's like sort of akin to just drinking 10 cups of coffee a day or something. Eventually something's going to break. Your body's going to go, look, I don't need all this. You kind of have to back up and stuff. And so taking nootropics sustainably over the course of a 5 to 10 year period or even more, if you want to be able to do that, which is super awesome, so that you can keep having the capacity to optimize your brain from these nootropic compounds, you want to cycle in this capacity. Okay, so that's my cycle strategy: 4 days on, 3 days off. After 2 months, do a 2-week off, cycle. After a couple iterations of that, take a full month off, and then after perhaps some more iterations of that, maybe 6 months to a year of that same strategy, take 3 to 6 months off. Remember, you want to think about this in a very long-term perspective, thinking over the course of 5 or 10 years. And so months off, you don't want to be dependent on nootropics. You want to be able to drink coffee and do whatever, wake up, have breakfast, go on a run, do whatever, and function like this. You know what I mean? My days where I don't take nootropics, I still function really awesomely. It's partially because I've been taking nootropics for so long, but it's partially because I do everything else right too. And you want to be able to have that optionality. Okay, so thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching. Check us out on the web at livecortex.com. Remember, look, if you want a powerful nootropic stack, we've got one. It's called Cortex. Right now, coupon code 5, F-I-V-E, gets you Cortex for $27. Hard to beat, guys. Hard to beat getting what's being called the only pre-made stack that works for $27 right now at livecortex.com. The link is in the description below. And again, if you want a list of diversified stacks, just a bunch of high-level nootropic stacks that no one has ever put together before, that no one ever talks about, that works so well at turning on the brain, get access to them by buying Smarter, Better, Faster, by buying the Racetam God Guide, by buying the Noopept Pro Stack List, by buying the Nootropic Stack for the Business Professional, by buying the Beginner's Guide to Aniracetam. These are our digital books that we wrote that teach you how to use nootropics and give you powerful stacks. If you need my help personally on anything related to nootropics, recovery from something, chronic fatigue syndrome, we also have one of those consulting services for legit diagnosed CFS. We've got consulting services on nootropics and those topics at livecortex.com. We'll explain our books and our product here in a minute, our stack, and thanks for watching.
What's up, everybody? Ryan Michael Balla here. Hey, thanks for watching the video. Look, we've got, as it stands, 5 primary products that I want to just explain to you. You heard us mention them during the video, so I'm going to break them down. Number 1, from left to right, the Cortex Nootropic Stack. This is a cognitive enhancement stack that you really want to take to turn the lights on. Just to give you an idea, hardcore business folks that require 18 to 20 hours of brain function, take the Cortex Stack. That's what we initially designed it for, but then like everybody in the nootropic sphere loved it. Verbal fluency, speed of processing, motivation, drive to want to work. That's what the Cortex Stack does. Moving right along, the Aniracetam guide there, that is called the Beginner's Guide to Aniracetam, breaks down 25 powerful Aniracetam stacks, shows you how to use Aniracetam. It's essentially the everything guide to Aniracetam. Long demanded, folks asked us for it, we delivered. It is fully digital, lots of powerful stacks. And then there's the Nootropic Stack for the business professional. That's basically 100, right around 100 powerful uridine, modafinil, theacrine, aniracetam, oxiracetam, phenylpiracetam, Alcar stacks for business situations, for the type of brain states that business folks need for sustained performance. Next is the Racetam God Guide. That is a high-level every Racetam guide, digital guide. We've got all the major Racetams with accompanying focus stacks and memory stacks and speed of processing stacks. In that Racetam. There's 8 major nootropic Racetams, and that guide explains all of them and accompanying stacks. Then there's the Noopept Pro Stack List. The Noopept Pro Stack List is a digital guide that explains oral, so just taking it by mouth, sublingual, taking it under the tongue, and then intranasal, spraying Noopept nasal spray in your nose, stacks. It's just a bunch of stacks, a giant stack list of Noopept stacks that are highly effective, pro-level, specific brain state inducing type of Noopept stacks. That thing has been a hit out there with the market. And then last, there's Smarter, Better, Faster. Smarter, Better, Faster is the all-around, everything nootropics digital guide. If you just want to learn everything, many racetams, modafinil, etc., get Smarter, Better, Faster. It's like the guide you need to know if you're new to nootropics to learn basically everything and to walk away knowing what you need to know on nootropics. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching. Get this stuff at livecortex.com and rock on.